Greetings, diners. You are now entering the cooking zone. Literally. I thought I would take the diners for a tour of the cooking facilities and the kitchen where we create our masterpiece collapse recipes on the diner and see some of its features and so you know a little bit better the layout of the kitchen. Alright, so we're going to move down into the zone, and the first thing you come across are a couple of shelving units that are in the hallway that have long-term storage of certain items that I don't use very often, and some food items like I've got my bread basket here, and then you see a case of vodka, an important supply for the cooking zone. Alright, let's move a little further on down, and as we move into the cooking zone, you see front and center the stove and the oven, which are gas powered and are the main devices that I normally use for cooking when I'm not doing a bug out or snap card gourmet electric cooking show. So it's a really good stove and very controllable heat, and the electric start doesn't work, but I have some cool lighters that I started up with. And then to your right here you see my new 7 cubic foot freezer, which now holds a lot of long-term meat protein that was clogging up the regular freezer of my refrigerator. I just outgrew it, and I had to get myself a big ass chest freezer, and it's great. And I'll have a blog on organization of a chest freezer at a later date. Alright, moving further on in, on your right, or I'm sorry, on your left, let's see if I can get over there. There we go. You see a few cooking tools. I've got my Insta Pot. Well, it's not actually an Insta Pot make, but it does pressure cooking and sauteing and broiling and you name it, this thing does it. It replaces a lot of other single devices, slow cooking, like slow cookers, and it's just a great device. We used it to make liver pate in a recent episode. And then next to that is a food processor, which is also a great device and does not use a whole lot of juice, and you could power it with a small solar array. So it's one that will work in the post shit hits the fan day world, assuming that you have a solar array or some source of electricity. For myself, if I have power outages, I rely on a gas generator for right now. That's the best I can do. And then you pass the sink where the dishes get washed when, you know, my cripple helpers come over. And then past that you see the microwave, and next to that is the another electric cooking device, a toaster oven, which is good for bug outs and things like that. We'll be covering that in detail in a future episode. And we saw the stove, and the stovetop is covered with cast iron cookware. And then after that is a supply of foods, of canned foods that I use occasionally for various things. And, you know, I also have many other cans in the cabinets that you see above the area. And then as we move back out to the right, you see the new food preparation area of the diner and cooking zone, which we recently revamped and set up for doing better video. And I already made one video with it, and it just works great. I get good camera angles, and you get to see all the details of preparing a good meal. And next to it is a main electric cooking prep device, which is your hot plate. And that hot plate has served me well for many years, and I bought it for $10 at Walmart on sale. These days they're not too much more expensive though. I think they're $15 maybe, and you can get 2 burner units, but I have 2 of them, and I think 1 burner is enough. And going back out, as you look out, you see the rest of the digs, and there's my stool, which is normally in the kitchen area but was in the way of my tracking cam here, the cripple cam. And so I had to move it out so I could track this shot. And then it's back out and into the real world for you. I'm not opening the door because it's fucking cold out. And that's all the doom. This time, until next time, here on the collapse zone of the Doomstead Diner. See you later, folks.